So let me put this up front, right? So let me start with this. So pre-market notes, I'm going to just quickly scroll through it. You can read through it, right? Because I'm not going to talk about this thing again, because I already talked about this pre-market note walkthrough and importance of certain levels, you know, like for example this, which was today's high in NQ. ES was, I also talked about ES few levels also. So you have to watch the previous video, you know, my regular video, and then you can watch Mbox video to see how Mbox is going to help you in the chop also. Today I'm going to discuss about the chop, not the morning moves. Okay, morning moves was good enough from the level, but even Mbox also, you can see it how the level played out today very nicely in NQ, you know, as usual, and ES also, you know, but I'm going to discuss about NQ. So I'm going to scroll through it here, and then you can look through it, right? So right of the open, right, so you can see it here, 13,017, right, that area in NQ, right? So I assume you already watched the previous video, my regular video, so that way you will know what's going on here, right? So let me scroll through here. So I had a full time today, you know, I went for a gardening only for 1 hour today, so I was pretty much free after 12:30, you know, to play around with Mbox. So you can see it, this was the level 17, right? So even before that you can see there was an attempt to short, right here you can see it, right? And there was a pullback also, and there was another X control dot, or this dot, right? And then what happened after the open, right? And there was a minus 242 supply also there, you know, and there was a selling going on also here. There was a lot of bids coming in right here. So everything was good, right, for price to go down here based on this picture, and price actually broke below this 17 key level, right? So it was all, the stage was set up, right, for the selling side, correct? But if you don't know the importance of this line and this 945 line, that they are the very key levels for today for NQ, then you have no clue and you may end up shorting here, you know, take a short here. But if you know the importance, you will wait till open, you know, and then you may have idea that buyers may come here, and today's open price may open right around 17. That is what I discuss in my Discord voice also before in the pre-market, that price may open right here and buyers may step in, right? So you need to have that contextual idea in your mind, you know, and somewhat information about the levels, you know, then you can trade these things. Otherwise it will be difficult, not difficult I would say, but you have to spend a lot of time in learning this thing, observing videos and all these things, you know. But anyway, so right after before open, you know, you can see this X control came in with 160 delta, buying delta I would say, right? So, and here you can see 242 minus 75 and 51, that is a delta divergence right here, not enough selling, and then this selling is gone pretty much here, see that? And right off the open you see this offers coming in, this buying supersede entire yesterday's range buying right here, and this was a balance also, imbalance also right here at this pullback, see that? And there is X control, another dot here, see that? So I would say it's a failure of this seller's X control indicators, you know, for selling side, and this pullback algo also, and along with this much buying, you know, superseding the yesterday's buying, and this offers, and this look at cumulative delta, all this were pointing to the upside, right? So based on this, and this was my 75 78 was my dream number, right? Price sliced through it first time, you can see minor reaction also, see, and then slice through it. Here you can go long right here, now based on Mbox only, okay, assuming you don't know the context and all these things, but still if you know this picture purely based on Mbox, right? Let's forget about this level also, you know, just purely Mbox way you can even go long right here, you know, going with these things, right? And then you can hold it, right? But then the problem is you wouldn't know where to take profit if you don't know the levels, right? So because up to this point everything was good, look at this, right? And then what happened? Price came down, right, with X control dot, right? But at least still it was first time deep here, right? So looking at this, buyers, this could be a pullback too, right? Because this price was at VWAP, see my point? So it would be hard to spot the short here, right, if you don't know the importance about the levels. But at least you got the long based on Mboxwave, right? So now let's not talk about the short, right, because these were the levels which I already discussed why there is a short here. But now since I was looking for a short based, if you remember the first video, if you watch that video, here is the Mbox signals that is confirming that idea also. I usually take it just before even the signal comes. I don't watch the Mbox that way. I just take based off my levels pretty much. So here I took the short because when price came down here, I was ready to short at 200 or even 161, So I took the short. Then I saw this 65, right? There is a delta divergence here. Big difference, 463 to 65. Perfect thing, And then I see this dot. And then I saw this. Confirmation, perfect. And then I saw this selling. Then I saw this beats, rising. See that? So it was all confirmed that it wants to go down. The question is it going to hold this wave and dream number or not, right? But by the time the way it came down, most likely it will go through to this level again, because you can see it. See, there was not a single buying going on here. It was all imbalances also here. See that? And cumulative delta, look at this, right? And this one also increasing. So all the way up to this point here, you can take profit or 945. That was a key level, right? And you can see it. Damn thing came straight to 945, right? At that point, it is exhausted into key levels. I knew that it is going to bounce. And it did bounce, right? But that was not a trade here because supply was good here, 548, right? But there is a trade here if you want to know how to get it, right? How to read this damn thing on the first test. So here you can see supply was great, minus 548, enough supply, right? But you can see this here, there is not enough selling. You can see it was decreasing, right? Look at this bid less than this bids. See that? So but it was rising, see here, so it may continue to rise also, right? So that's why this is not a good pullback at the first test using Mboxwave. Okay, using my levels, yes. Using Mbox, no. Then here, second time down here, right? Look at the damn thing here. Complete upward trend of this selling going on, right? So it was a divergence, or I would say less selling, not enough selling. Look at delta divergence, minus 182. See that? And now I can see this bids, these offers coming in here. See that? So I know at that point there is no enough selling. Considering this spike up, look at this buying, comparing this, see that it's rising. And then I saw this. See here you can buy. If you know the level, then you can buy here now. This is a good time. Early entry, right? Based on the levels. Also in combination with Mbox. Then when you see this buying superseding this and delta flip, you are ready to go long later based on Mbox right here. That's your long entry. Right? Target you could be this depending on how you want to manage it, right? I'm not going to talk about targets. But so then price just chopped around, right? Here is the 161 level, okay. Another important level, right? So when price hit this 161 first time, you can see this thing tanking, right? This thing also tanking. See, this offers tanking. So now you are ready to short even here, but you wait for some confirmation. Then second test up, you can see 62 here in a delta divergence again. See that? Right at the level. This was a good Mboxwave and level combination to short right here. The similar way here you went long, right? This was a good level to short. This was around 1140, right? And then 1140 or 50. And then you can write it down, right? And then you can monitor it based on Mbox, right? And then it was going down, right? But when it was going down, you can see this thing again, damn thing is diverging. There is not enough selling going on, So only wrong point against this not enough selling is this thing was rising. So that was a one bad point, Otherwise everything was good. But even though with this bids, you can see this also, minus 48, pure divergence. So, and it was fueled by this dot. It should have been more, but it was diverging here, right? And it was close to this dream number. It was holding this dream number, then poked down, immediately popped back up. right? So here there was a long trade also, right here. See that? All this arrow, and then it's 42, right? 105 at pullback 21. There is algo signal, right? There is not enough selling here going on. So you are ready to buy here actually, right here. Or you can buy here also with this X control dot and this buy. And this, look at this offers. See that? So here you can buy, right? Let me show you something. See how I did it today. So let me show you what I did today, right? So while I was watching here during the lunchtime, right, I took this long right here at this dim number based on this, not enough selling, right, all this criteria. So I took this long, I just played around with this damn thing today, I was done officially, but I was just playing around. So, and so this is, remember, this 76 level around 12 o'clock or so, right? So I hope you can see it here, but that was my trade. See that? 76 right at 12 o'clock or so. See that? So that was my trade today. I held it all the way to 220, 225 actually, or 220 or so. I bailed out right here. Okay, that was my first trade based on Mbox. Then it went higher, 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 right? At here, I bailed out right here. Why? Look at this, 433, 104. This was a good short setup, very good short setup. Again into the same level, 229. See that? So, and you can see these things also. Perfect combination, not enough buying this time. This one was downward trending, right? This one offers were also going down. This was a perfect shot, back to this area somewhere. Look at this, see, this area somewhere again, right? And when it was right here, you can see it, that delta 123, 136, 85, right? But there is no enough selling. Look at this selling, and then again selling is wiped out. So it was purely, and then buyers came in, right? So it was purely a ping pong game, right? And you can do back and forth, right? So, and then you can see it here also at this 161 level, right? Again, that 161 is also important levels, right? You can see it here. First time attempt 161, couldn't go through it, right? With this much buying also, it couldn't go through it because here there was no buying, right? And there was no selling either. So it was just pure ping pong fading game. Then again multiple attempts. You can see damn thing here. Look at this sell algos, multiple sell algos. Pretty much you can even short here, pretty much at 161 you can short it here back to these levels. And now the chances are it can go more down because price has enough opportunity. Buyers had enough opportunity to go above this level. Actually here they failed again second time, right, at 229, and then here 161 above. They have a multiple chance to go higher, but look at this amount of selling in the algos. You can see it literally. You can hold this at the short here at around this 2 o'clock, 213, right, and you can hold this damn thing to again go back to this 13,017 or 945. Eventually the buyers are going to give up now. So but up to this point you can see it, right? There is no, now here is the problem with the Mboxwave. It's not a problem with the Mboxwave, but the way you read it, So reading wise, if you look at here, right? So right here, hold on. So you have to be very careful, you need to know your levels and context, that what is going on. If you know this picture, what I just explained, right, that buyers had enough opportunity to go higher, and then you are seeing all these things, then at least you can make up a story that a damn thing wants to go down, right? But here you can see it during entire this balance, you can see all these sell algos. At the same time, this thing was rising. See that? Was rising, right? So cumulative delta was shifting actually. It was diverging, right? It was not making new lows here. You can see it is rising higher, right? So it is not going with the price. It is going against the price. Looks like it is fueling the buyers here. And by looking at this, I'm sure most of the people went long here, right? Because of this, right? And all this thing picture. And here they can assume it's a maybe selling effort no result situation here. See that? And then combination with this, people will buy it here. But if you know the context that, most likely this could be a fake move, you would short it. and you will hold your short above, stop above here, you know, and you can see it. Next thing, see that? So this was around 14.15, right? So let me show you something. See this thing, 14.55, actually here I shorted it here somewhere, you know, but you can see it, right? My price was 131. See that? And this trade, my target was 957, 990 was my target. Later on I moved it to 957, and then I end up bailing out at 990, you know, but you can see it. And then later on I moved my stop right here, 68, after price went here, you know, and you can see it, and then I took the profit here. So this was my second trade. This was the first trade long, this was the second trade, right, using Mboxwave. At the same time I had a ES also short. First time here also I had a ES long, you know, and then you can note the timing also, around 12 o'clock long in ES, and then later on around 2:30 or 2:15 short in ES, you know, and then I targeted this 72, 76 or whatever, you know, and then I moved it up. Along with NQ I built up, you know. So the idea is you have to just read it, you know, nicely. It requires a practice and patience, but there were some good trades here, you know. And then here also you can see it, 565 minus 91, you know, it's gone, selling gone, pretty much. Look at selling gone, no follow through. Here also 137, 92, selling gone pretty much. You can bail out right here if you are holding it, you know. But I was here, I was the first one, you know, I didn't even look at these things. I just bailed out at 990, sorry, here, you know, and that's pretty much it, you know. I could have built out here also, but I built out at 990, and that is all for today, you know, and I'll see you tomorrow.